Oh, okay. So the idea of our business is called Maze. Basically, it's a relocation assistant companies that help people move into the UK for them to settle in without stress.
I got broads in Atlanta, just to throw me in the family. Credit cards and the scammers, hitting the licks in the band. Legacies.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Still your boy PaRay, back again with another video. Listen to me. This is one video that you need to watch from the beginning to the end, no matter what. I give credit to videos like this because it comes with a lot of information. Believe me, no matter how much I talk about visas in the UK, if you don't listen to people that have passed through the process, man, you are not gonna learn anything. I know the effect that my global talent video has made on the channel. I know how many people it has helped. So this is another one that you really need to listen to. Anybody that wants to apply for the startup visa will learn so much from this video. You need to understand what people pass through. You need to understand the method, the process that they use to have a certain type of visa, you understand? You need to understand the ideas they came up with before the UK government can grant them a certain type of visa. Many people want the global talent visa, the youth mobility visa, the startup visa. I keep saying this all the time. This country does not want liability. What have you done? What have you put in place before the British government can grant you a visa? It's not all about I've applied for this, I've applied for that, I've not been successful. What have you done? How do you want to contribute to the British government economy? The moment you keep thinking that you just get a visa in the UK for free, you have failed. Think of what you give back to the country. Simple logic, man. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and let's get into this video. Mina, welcome to the channel.
Hi, everybody.
How are you doing?
I'm very fine. I'm doing very good.
So where are you right now?
Right now I'm in London, Dagenham.
You're in London, all right.
Yeah.
So let us know your humble beginning. Like, we don't know where you're coming from, so you're just in the channel talking with PaRay. Let us get to know you.
Okay. My name is Mina. I'm a Nigerian.
Okay.
And then I finished my BSc in Nigeria. I'm from the southwest of Nigeria. I finished my BSc from Babcock University in 2015. And of course, I stayed behind. I went for my NYC in Calabar. After Calabar, I worked for a bit in Abuja before I got my admission to University of Kent, where I completed my master's degree. And well,
you finished your master's in Kent?
Yes, I finished it.
Kent in UK, yeah.
My master's was from 2018 to 2020.
From the UK, right?
Well, it was from the University of Kent, but my school was in Brussels because it was the School for International Studies, so it was in Brussels, but it was a UK university.
Yeah.
So my graduation was in the UK.
Okay.
In 2020.
So you were in Belgium for a one-year master's.
Exactly. Belgium for 1 year, 6 months. I was in Brussels particularly, and that's where I completed my studies.
Okay, that's good to know. The school is affiliated with University of Kent right here. But
yes.
How did you come to hear about the startup visa? Because I've discovered that many people in the UK, a lot of people don't hear about this visa. But how come you are in Belgium, even though the school is still a UK school? But how did you hear about it?
Okay, so the journey is actually interesting because even me myself, I didn't know about the startup visa. After my school in Brussels, I came back home because I wanted to work with some organizations in Nigeria, and that kind of worked. But by 2020, obviously, there was a lot of disruption, and I got talking with one of my friends, and that was the first time I heard about the startup visa. I didn't really take it seriously at that time because it just felt like a lot of work, a lot of process, and I think there was just a point. There was a turning moment for me where I just decided to start researching on it. And that was the first time that I saw that, okay, it was doable. But to be completely honest, I was motivated by some of my other friends at that time that decided to apply for them.
Did you just apply for this? Did you just come up with everything on your own? Or did you have people that you were working with?
Okay. So first of all, me and two of my friends, actually just one, but then my friend has a friend, so we had like a unifying factor, so it made us three of us. And earlier on, like as far back as 2017, I contacted her that you should have a business, right? But then it was just a mere idea, when you just see one of your friends that you think is entrepreneurial in nature, that it would be good to make a business with. So it was also easy like to contact her again in 2021 last year. And we decided to come up with an idea that meant something to us, an idea that we also believe is viable and scalable and would be that could be established and work out in the UK. So basically, it was an idea that I came up with two other of my friends.
So the three of you met in Nigeria and you came up with this idea, right?
Well, I met with one in Nigeria. The third person we spoke over with the call because she's from Uganda.
Okay. So, what idea are you talking about here?
Oh, okay. So the idea of our business is called Maze. Basically, it's a relocation assistant companies that help people move into the UK for them to settle in without stress. That's like the short summary of what we do.
So that was the idea that you used to process the visa and apply, right?
Oh, yes. Of course, maybe the way I explain it sounds oversimplified. We have to like have a proper business plan.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we had to justify the idea and what benefit it was actually going to have to our potential customers and to the UK economy. So we had to have like a proper business idea, and we had to think of how scalable it could be, what problem it is solving, and it's solving if it's like a reasonable problem that is in the market.
Okay, you mentioned scalability right there, and I can remember when I applied for this visa as well before I finished my program, and I went with my idea. They were telling me it's not scalable, it's not viable enough, it's not going to give me money in the UK. So how did you guys understand this? Like, you need something that is scalable, you need an idea that is viable, that will give you guys money in the UK. How did you come up with this? And how did you know that the idea that you guys had was scalable enough?
Well, okay, so let me start with this. Like I said, we tried to think of a problem we could relate with, and we thought of our journey schooling abroad. My other two partners, of course, they schooled in the UK, University of Birmingham, and they were there for a while, right? And obviously, they've had to experience coming to the UK for the first time, and they understand all the challenges they faced before they could fully settle. Now, even though I schooled in Brussels,
Mm-hmm.
in Belgium, it's a different country, but it's an European country, right? And the problems were similar. So we thought of the problems we faced. We thought of normal problems that newcomers face, because I've been to other countries as well. So, and I knew exactly all the things I had to deal with at that point. And we thought, okay, this is a problem, right? And we also had to think of, okay, what is the solution in the market? So we had to go into a lot of market research. My other colleague was the one mostly in charge of this. She did a lot of research. She interviewed a couple of people, so she wanted to know the exact problems they face. So we didn't want to just make it a thing that was only our experience. We tried to see what other immigrant or newcomers to the UK, how they felt too. And we saw that, okay, this is a real problem. And the solutions in the market were not exactly adequate enough. And we could try to make it better, basically. And I think that is where our idea passed the innovative check, because we are working on a platform that personalizes the journey for the user. So as you're moving to, let's say, the UK, you know exactly the next step that will help you settle. So the next thing you have to do and all the services that will help you along the way. So then obviously for scalability, we spoke about how even though we're starting in the UK, we plan to expand. I mean, it's not good for a company to be limited. So plan that UK first, then the world next. And the third criteria was, I think the last one is about will it actually make us money? And then we researched on the market and we saw that the relocation industry generates quite a lot of money per year. I can't remember the exact figure, but it was something that we're like, okay, we can cash into this. And to be honest, I can't say I was 100% sure that they were going to like approve of it. I mean, I believe that our research was accurate. We had the information, we had the data, and we had exactly our plan laid out. I mean, we submitted a business plan. But at the same time, you don't know whether it will fit into what they agree with. So even though we thought it fit into the 3 criteria, we didn't know if it matches what the school was looking for. By the way, our schools were our endorsers and endorsing bodies. So, and I had different schools with my partners. So they had to go through their school first, and me had to go with my school as well. And if their own school had approved them and my would continue on the business with them, or I would have continued, but I would have to do it from Nigeria. But luckily, we all got our approval from different universities. So, I mean, that's double approvers, or triple approvers. So you can say that they really see something in our business. And to even make it better, one of the schools accepted us into their incubator. So I guess that was what took us through it.
Let us get you guys straight.
Okay.
You mentioned different schools giving you approval, right?
Okay.
So how did it really work? Okay, you guys came up with an idea. The other people finished from different schools?
Oh, yes. Yes, my other partners, they are not from my school, they're from different universities.
All right.
So generally, schools usually have different requirements when you're applying for a startup visa. Obviously, if you're applying to a UK university as your endorsing body, you must have graduated from the UK university. And then sometimes they have to find out the period of time, like when you graduated. There's some schools, they tell you you're eligible to apply if you've graduated like 5 years ago, right? Like nothing more than 5 years ago. But for some other schools, they tell you nothing more than 2 years ago. For me, at the time I applied, my school was saying nothing less than 2 years. And then I was still like 1 year, it was still like 1 year and 6 months after my graduation. So I was eligible then. But if I had wasted a little bit more time and waited till like November, then I would not be eligible anymore because I would have graduated from the school past 2 years, right? Then so they check your years, then they obviously check your academic performance from when you were in the school to be sure that, you were actually, I mean, you don't have to be the perfect student, you don't have to have distinction, but I mean, you should have a good result, right? And obviously you can't owe the school any money, then you shouldn't have had any record of exam malpractice past or any academic misconduct or maybe plagiarism. So you basically have to have a clean record, because when a school endorses you, it's like they're putting confidence in you, they're believing in your idea, and they're like, okay, let's see what this person does, because each school gets like 20 slots every year, so each school can endorse only 20 people per year. So for them to select you among the lucky 20, they have to be sure that you're someone they can actually have like a bit of faith in.
Just like you representing the school.
Exactly. So now those are like, for most schools, that's like the uniform requirement. But I know there are some other schools that require you to join their incubator first and pass through their like entrepreneurial incubator or maybe like a business school first before you are eligible to apply for things like that. But for my school, mine was pretty straightforward. Once I met the initial requirement, all I had to do was to I contacted the school. So at first, in the beginning, you just have to research, make sure that you meet the initial requirement, then you contact the school. Because if you already have an hiccup with one of the requirements, there's mostly no point to contact them, because you might not even go through the first stage. So I saw that I was okay for the first stage. I sent them an email, and the next thing they got was for me to fill an application form.
All right, you've talked so much on the eligibility criteria for the visa. Let's get back to the business idea. When you talk about business, we had a business, we have a company that we are registered or whatever. Can you bring more light into the company? Like, what have you guys achieved before applying for the visa, or was it in process working on this business that you guys applied, or the business has already been established before you guys went ahead to apply for the visa?
Oh, okay. So one of the rules of the startup visa is your business mustn't be established already. Like, it must really be a new business, right? So you can't have an old business and you bring it to the UK. It's not possible. It has to be new, like a new business in the UK. But before we got to the UK, we already started our groundwork. The moment we got our endorsement from our school, by the way, our endorsement was different from our visa. So when we got our endorsement, which was many months before the visa itself, we started our groundwork. We started putting in all the efforts to make sure that, once we hit the UK, we can get our operations running, right? So we intensified more research, finding out how to register it in the UK, make sure we know all the legalities and the compliance, all the things we had to comply with to be a business in the UK. And of course, we started working on building the product as well, which is amazing, like the products we are talking about. And we also separated our roles because we're three. So we basically started working on us before we came to the UK. So now that we are in the UK, and we hope to launch next month.
All right, that's great. Looking at this business idea, it involves a lot of technical work, building application, right? Yeah. You guys have a website?
Right now we have a landing page, but our website doesn't work. I'm starting to think maybe by the time this video is out, our website will even be live already. But for now, we have a landing page, trymaze.com. And as soon as, right now, we're just taking signups. And of course, once we have the signups, we have our people that are interested, the early adopters, we call them. And by the time we launch, they'll be the first to know. And also because, they are the early adopters, right? We also have a discount. So they get to test out our features as soon as we go live. And you get to see what Maze has to offer.
Okay, on the technical aspect of the business, is there any technical person among you guys, or did you have to consult somebody to build the app?
We have.
Or you guys did it on your own?
Yes, so far we are working, just three of us, working among ourselves. One of us is the one in charge of building the product. So she's a product generalist, and she's the tech person among the three of us, actually. The second person to that is also encouraging getting into tech, but Juliet is the one building the product. And right now we are building a MVP, and it's no code too, basically. But as soon as we launch, you're going to see exactly how it is.
So how was the application process like? The school, because I believe you guys have contact with the school before you talked about the endorsement and granting of visa and all that.
Okay, so like I was saying, it's different for different schools. Different strokes for different folks. Or for my school, mine was pretty straightforward, even though it was here. And the first thing was for me to fill an application form. Then after that, they asked me to send in some documents because I wanted to be sure that some documents were accurate, about my academics, my certificates, and my transcript. The next, I had to send in my business plan. Now, after I'd sent in my business plan, I was connected to the gatekeeper. He has a different title. It's the entrepreneurial manager or something. But a gatekeeper in the sense that I had to go through him first before I could proceed to the panel stage. So the first stage was the application form. The second one was the meeting with the gatekeeper. When I say gatekeeper, it brings in this visual imagery, but it was basically a Zoom call we had, and he asked me everything, all the questions similar to what you're asking me now, but I mean a lot more in depth, and I had to like answer all those things for him to assess against the 3 criteria that were given by the Home Office. Then it was after he thought I passed there that I was given a date for the panel. So I think I got the panel interview like a month after, and I had 3 people on my panel. So I had the immigration compliance officer, I had the gatekeeper in the panel, and I had one other person that was in charge of the entrepreneurial scope for Kent is called Aspire. So obviously they asked me questions. They wanted to be sure that the business was genuine.
Yeah.
That they wanted to be sure it was genuine. They wanted to know how we plan to solve some arising problems. They basically just asked. Most of the things they asked was about like the business plan. Apart from business plan, I had like a proper presentation as well. So they just asked those all over again. And I think the last person I had a conversation with was the migration compliance lady, because she wanted to know, she had to check some of my details to see how I was when I was in Brussels. Oh, another thing I left out earlier was, in the past, you must not have had any problems with your stay. So perhaps if you had any violations, maybe you stayed longer than your visa, that could have solved.
No, that is definitely a no for you.
yeah. So I guess that's why she was on board to check that part. And interestingly, I had my panel interview in the morning, and I got my endorsement in the evening. Now for my partners, it was different. They didn't get an endorsement for like 1 week, and I know that they were a bit anxious because they were really worried about it. For me, I got mine the same day. So like I said, different schools and different.
I think you guys are so intelligent to get these visas.
Well, I don't know.
Okay, right now you're in the UK.
Yes.
You guys owe the UK government an obligation to deliver on the promise that you've made, the business you've started, and everything. So the 3 of you are in the UK, right?
Yes, we are.
How far have you guys gone?
Okay, so as soon as we came in, I mean, after the 10 days compulsory quarantine, we've picked up really fast. Like, we've been trying to move. Me, I'm in charge of the marketing and publicity, so I'm trying to like get words out there so people know that, okay, there's a product coming up, right? And as much as possible to we are trying to build up our product. Obviously, there's a lot of iterations, trying to see what works and what doesn't work, because we're trying to show, and of course, we're also trying to get partners on board. And there's also the matter where we also have to be like properly registered, because now the UK identifies us as meet up with all the legalities and all that. But like I said, we are near completion. So, I mean, we call ourselves a relocation assistant company. And I would also have to let me explain that part, because we don't help people secure visas. I mean, not yet. But what we do is anybody, so or you're a young family, or you're just a young person moving or jackpotting to the UK and trying to start a new life because you want a fresh start, you want a different country, you want better opportunities, and you're just moving to the UK for the first time. Many things you have to know, because the system, especially if you're coming from Nigeria, the system is different. It's nothing like you're used to. Even if you visited before, there's still so many things you need to know. So what we do is, from the moment you get your visa, we take it up from there. So you know that the moment you get all the information before you get to the UK, you get as much information as possible, because realize that information sometimes is what makes relocation difficult. When you don't have information, then you probably fall into the wrong hands, or you spend hours on the internet trying to find all the information you need when you can just get the resources from us, right? Yeah. And then when you get to the UK, from the airports, if you need airport pickup, we come in. when you're thinking about your accommodation, we come in, we help you find a place even before you get to the UK. And now you can think more about setting up your bank account, setting up every other utility, going through your registration, which is quite a number of them. I mean, you've lived in the UK, so you have an idea. So basically just anything that to make life better for the newcomer or for the immigrant, whether you're a student, whether you are...
Can that include
that initial stress that will help you settle in faster? Well, as we go on to, we plan to like put in on our website all the job opportunities. So we also send you like our newsletters, and so obviously those opportunities will come up too. So you'll be able to have access to all this information, the right place to search for work, or even the right opportunity at that time. We can just bring it directly to you.
So, Mina, what is the duration of this visa?
Well, startup visa is for 2 years, and I mean, it's also, you can extend it, like it's non-extendable. So like,
yeah, you can extend the visa.
Yeah. So like after the visa, you're expected to like switch to another visa. And I mean, the most ideal is the innovators visa, because that's also for entrepreneurs. And for that one, you get 3 years, and the innovators visa is renewable.
All right. You can even switch to global talent visa.
Yes, you can switch to global talent. So you can even switch to tier 2 visa as well.
So aside from this business, what else can you do under this visa?
With this visa, you're allowed to actually take on an extra job, like a proper job. So unlike the student visa, you're not restricted by 20 hours a week. So you can get a proper job. But there's still like a warning though, a word of warning. You're not supposed to take a job that will take so much of your hours, and you're not able to concentrate on your visa. So on your startup. So your startup is your primary assignment in the UK. When you have this visa, this is your primary assignment. Right now, TryMaze is my primary assignment. But as a startup visa and startup entrepreneur, because the government understand that you have to like sustain yourself, since it's not the first month or the second month that your company starts generating income. I mean, except you're very, very lucky. Then you have the option to take on extra work on the side while you're working as your business, on your business.
All right, believe me that a lot of people that are watching you right now, I have a lot of people in Nigeria, a lot of people in India that have plans of coming into the UK this July, September, and I believe that they want to use this service. How can they reach out to you?
Okay, so right now we have a landing page, trymaze.com. It's probably be included in the description below. And right now you can sign up. Signing up means you're going to be part of our wait list, and you'll be the first to know when our product is ready. And also as part of the wait list, then you have 50% discount off, and you'll be able to like test our features like you'll be among the first to actually see it and to actually go through the product and to see what we're offering. And so apart from our landing page, like I said earlier, our website is going live soon. But for now, also you can check us out on our social media page, TryMaze app, on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere we are TryMaze.
Guys, the link will appear on the
TryMaze app.
All right. Lastly, what is your advice for anybody that wants to apply for the startup visa?
Okay, that is a very good one. I would say go for it. Like, definitely go for it. I mean, I think when I remember discussing with you and you told me about your journey of all the ideas you presented, I actually admired that, because I don't think I'm even that resilient. But after the first rejection, I would have I would just have probably resigned to my fate. But yeah, I think I really admire that, and I think it's also like a thing for everybody to take. Now, something about this type of visa, a lot of people don't know about it until maybe now, and also a lot of people don't apply for it. So you might think your application, your idea is not so great. and you'll be proven wrong. Or you might think, there's 20 people, the competition is stiff, and then you'll still be accepted. So I think it's also, and also I think you should also put your mind into the business idea. It shouldn't just be, oh my God, I'm trying to go to the UK. Try to actually think of the business idea, try to solve a problem, think of something viable, something that can be solved. And when in doubt, then you could actually apply. Because then, as long as you feel like you have a great idea in mind, then you should give it a go. And it's also wise to apply on time. So in case maybe you try the first year and it's not accepted, by the next time they invite people to submit ideas, and you probably have more than enough time to come up with a new idea. So as long as you're within the time frame after your graduation, there is no limit to how many times you can apply. And yeah, you could be accepted even by the first try. Those are like my major advice.
Wow.
And I think it's also very great to, I was going to add, that in case you're going to have an idea that has teammates like I do, then it's good for you to also have a very good relationship with your colleagues, because then if you and your partners have so many disparities and you don't have a common ground, then it might be difficult for you to actually work together.
Thank you so much. Have a great idea and apply in time. That is what.
Yes.
That is my take home. Have a great idea and apply in time. If you don't have a great idea, the UK government will never give you a visa. Like I always say, they don't want liability in the country. Definitely. So thank you so much, Mina. As you've said, very soon you guys will launch the website and everything in the next 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
The moment you launch the website, we will have you back on the channel so that you can share with us the challenge and how you're progressing.
I would love to be back.
As for now, viewers, all the links will be in the description box. Just go ahead and check out, sign up, register, follow them on all the social media page, and they will definitely reach out to you. For now, it's your boy PaRay. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Bye. Thank you.